Welcome to this week's audio version of the Kirkintilloch and Bishopbriggs Herald newspaper, as published on Wednesday the 30th of April 2025 and recorded by volunteers for Bishopbriggs-based charity Cue and Review Print Speaking to the Blind for the benefit of visually and reading impaired people. This week's edition has been read by volunteers Alan, Hunter, Ian, Jahan, Nikki and Philip. If you have any feedback about this week's recordings, positive or negative, you can email studio@cueandreview.com. That's studio@cueandreview.com, or you can call Ian on 07598 846 694. We hope you enjoy the recording. More arrests in crackdown. Investigations ongoing into linked crimes in the East and West. Report by Kevin McRoberts. Detectives investigating a number of linked incidents in the East and West have arrested and charged 8 people in the past week as officers take action across Scotland. This brings the total number of arrests in connection with this investigation to 20. On the evening of Wednesday, April 23rd, a 16-year-old male and a 20-year-old man were arrested and charged in connection with 5 incidents of attempted murder and 1 of culpable and reckless fire raising. This follows a series of fire raisings that have taken place across Glasgow in recent weeks. On Thursday, April 24, officers executed warrants at 2 properties in South Queensferry. Firearms were seized from both addresses. 2 men, aged 36 and 38, were arrested and charged in connection with firearms offences. These are in addition to 4 other arrests across the country in recent days. Shortly after 2:35 a.m. on Saturday, April the 19th, a vehicle failed to stop for officers in the Robroyston area following disruption activity. The car then left the scene before being abandoned on an off-road track near Christon. 2 men, aged 23 and 24, were arrested and charged in connection with conspiracy and a number of road traffic offences, all related to serious and organised crime. On Wednesday, April 23rd, a 38-year-old man was arrested and charged in Edinburgh in connection with reset of a stolen vehicle, theft of fuel, road traffic offences, culpable and reckless behaviour, and being in possession of weapons. A 16-year-old male was also arrested and charged with reset of a stolen vehicle and culpable and reckless behaviour. All those arrested have appeared in court in recent days. A dedicated team from Police Scotland's Specialist Crime Division is working alongside divisional officers to gather hundreds of pieces of evidence and build solid cases against those responsible for these targeted attacks. Meanwhile, local officers have been carrying out intelligence-led patrols to disrupt the activities of criminals and build reassurance in our communities. Detective Chief Superintendent David Ferry said, "The arrests over the past week highlight the ongoing work that officers have been doing to target those responsible for these attacks. While we believe these incidents are linked to rival groups who are targeting each other, I want to make it clear this violence will not be tolerated. As well as carrying out these days of action and disruption activities, there is a lot of work going on behind the scenes, including exploring forensic opportunities and analysis of digital devices. While this may not be as visible, please be assured we are working tirelessly to build cases and are following a number of significant lines of inquiry. We have had a good response to our appeals, and I want to thank the public for their help and information so far. The support of our communities is absolutely vital when it comes to tackling serious organised crime, preventing violence, and getting justice for victims. Your information really can make a difference. If you know anything about who is responsible for these dangerous and abhorrent acts, please do the right thing and speak to us." Previous incidents related to the investigation have included willful fire raisings at properties in Gala Street and Ashgill Road, Glasgow, and Meadow Court, Steps, on Monday, April 7th, Wellington Road, Bishopbriggs on Tuesday, April 8th, and Colston Drive and John Marshall Drive, Bishopbriggs on Monday, April 14. Detectives and police officers have been checking more than 3,000 hours of CCTV footage. 12 stolen vehicles have been recovered, and around 2,000 moving vehicle checks have been made, with over 260 vehicles having been stopped. The investigating team has also been checking 350 addresses daily. Anyone who can assist at ongoing inquiries should call Police Scotland on 101, quoting incident number 0562 of Friday, March 21st. Alternatively, call Crime Stoppers on 0800 555 111, where information can be given anonymously. That report was written by Kevin McRoberts and read by Ian McKenna. This week in history. May the 3rd, 2007, British girl Madeleine McCann disappeared from her bed in a holiday apartment in Praia de Luz, Portugal. May 4th, 1780, the first derby was run at Epsom. On this day last year, Labour's shock victory in the West Midlands mayoral election was a phenomenal result which was beyond our expectations, Sir Keir Starmer said, as the Conservatives were trounced in the local elections. May the 5th, 1980, the SAS stormed the terrorist-occupied Iranian embassy in Knightsbridge, killing 4 gunmen and rescuing 19 hostages. On this day last year, Dominic Monaghan said his Lord of the Rings co-star Bernard Hills has passed to the Grey Havens as he paid tribute to the actor following his death aged 79. Hill played King Theoden alongside Monaghan's Mary Brandybuck in the 2 later films of the Oscar-winning fantasy franchise, directed by Sir Peter Jackson. May the 6th, 1976, an earthquake struck Friuli in northern Italy, causing 989 deaths and the destruction of entire villages. May the 7th, 1973, the Washington Post won the Public Service Pulitzer Prize for the work of its reporters Bob Woodward and Carol Bernstein in exposing the Watergate scandal. And that was This Week in History, date Wednesday the 30th of April.
Pharmacists freed up by technology, a report by Kevin McRoberts. A family-owned pharmacy business has invested £600,000 installing state-of-the-art dispensing technology, the first of its kind in Scotland. Bannerman's Pharmacy has 5 pharmacy practices across Glasgow, including the popular Merklin Drive branch in Kirkintilloch. The recently launched machinery will streamline operations by more than doubling dispensing capacity to 3,000 prescription items per day, enabling pharmacists to spend more valuable time with patients. The MT.XL Hub dispensing robot is supplied by leading Belgian robotics supplier Meditech. It's already in use in 22 countries worldwide. In addition to increased dispensing capability, the machinery only requires 1 dispensing pharmacist to perform the same back-of-house tasks that previously required 7. The technology also allows for the optimization of stock management and overall use of space on the premises. The investment comes at the opportune moment for Bannerman's, with pharmacies becoming a more vital component of frontline healthcare. Every Bannerman's practice offers a prescribing pharmacist service, meaning experienced pharmacists can treat a range of conditions such as chest, ear or throat infections. It also offers a range of NHS-funded services, including dispensing prescription, advice on minor ailments and medicines, and services such as smoking cessation, in addition to private services such as vaccinations, travel health, and weight management. The new dispensing technology will be fully integrated with Bannerman's recently launched website and new app, enabling patients to order repeat prescriptions or book a face-to-face appointment with a prescribing pharmacist. Mark Feeney, Bannerman's managing partner and prescribing pharmacist, said, "The six-figure investment not only revolutionises our business through increased capacity and enhanced order capability, but first and foremost, it enables our team to spend more time with patients and meet the ever-growing demand on pharmacy services. In short, it equates to a happier team and happier customers." Cyrus Hodivela, Meditech UK and Ireland Managing Director, added, "Our existing partners across other parts of the UK, Europe and beyond have reported significant sales increases and a revolutionary patient experience, so we are looking forward to seeing how they grow as a result." Janice Watt, NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde's Interim Director of Pharmacy, commented, "It is fantastic to see this kind of development. The use of automation, including systems to support the dispensing of medicines, is key to freeing pharmacists from traditional roles. It can allow them to provide more direct patient care, treat common clinical conditions, reduce the need for patients to visit their GP, and ultimately provide better care for the patients in their community." To book an appointment, go to www.bannermanspharmacy.co.uk or download the Bannerman's app. That report was written by Kevin McRoberts and read by me, Nikki.
Young designers can bring their garden dreams to life, as recorded by Hunter MacDonald. ScotMed is calling on Eastern Bartonshire's creative young minds to showcase their design talents in a competition celebrating the International Year of Cooperatives. The challenge invites youth establishments to design a stunning garden that will become a permanent feature at ScotMed's head office in Edinburgh. Inspired by the way bees work together as a cooperative, entrants are encouraged to create a design that reflects the spirit of cooperation and community while supporting our essential pollinators. We're thrilled to offer young people the chance to bring their garden designs to life, said Lynn Peacock, Membership and Communities Manager at ScotMed. This competition not only highlights the importance of creativity, but also fosters a sense of community and environmental responsibility. We look forward to seeing how young designers express the power of working together through their garden ideas. The competition is open to all young people, and the winning garden design will be brought to life. The winner will also receive a framed print of their design, £200 of fundraising vouchers for their school or youth group, and a goodie bag of exclusive merchandise. Budding designers can send their creations via email to competition@scotmed.co.uk or by post to Garden Competition, ScotMed Co-op, Hillwood House, Newbridge, EH28 8QJ. Full details are available at scotmed.coop/garden-competition. The closing date is Friday, May the 16th.
Pupils invited to enter Legendary Competition by Dawn Renton. Pupils in East Dunbartonshire are being invited to take part in 2 design competitions, with winning entries to be showcased at the 2025 Royal Highland Show. Primary pupils are invited to design a rosette that stands out from the crowd, with the winning entry being produced by Hazelden Rosettes and presented to the dairy champion from each section of the dairy classes. The winner will have the opportunity to present their rosette to a winning dairy calf at the show on Sunday, June 22nd, with the top 10 shortlisted design entries showcased across the 4-day event. Secondary pupils, S1 to S4, are being invited to design their own milk bottle brand in a competition supported by industry suppliers Seaways Services UK Limited. The winning milk bottle design will be printed on a 1 litre glass bottle by Seaways and showcased at the Scottish Dairy Championships during the 2025 Royal Highland Show, alongside the top 10 shortlisted entries. The winning pupil will receive free tickets to the show on Sunday, June 22nd for their family and friends, and receive a commemorative keepsake of their own design. The competitions have been launched by Royal Highland and Agricultural Society of Scotland in partnership with the Royal Highland Education Trust, RHET. David Tennant, head of Royal Highland Show, said, "Each year we aim to place skills, knowledge and innovation at the forefront of the show in the hope that we can inspire and encourage our next generation to explore more around agricultural, farming and the rural community. The show offers so much for young people to discover, which is why we're proud to offer free tickets for children under the age of 15. The competition offers a unique opportunity to be part of the Royal Highland Show's rich history, and so we hope that many pupils across the country get on board to be part of it. We can't wait to see the creativity and imagination from talented students across Scotland. All designs must be submitted by Friday, May 16th. Photographs of the designs can be submitted by email to rhscompetitions@muckle-media.co.uk. The Royal Highland Show will take place at the Royal Highland Centre, Ingliston, Edinburgh, from June 19th to 22nd. Find out more at www.royalhighlandshow.org. That article was written by Dawn Renton and it was read by Jahan.
Weavers, Spinners and Dyers. A new exhibition, Weavers, Spinners and Dyers, has opened at Kirkintilloch's Old Kirk Museum. The exhibition, running until Thursday, June the 5th, celebrates the art and craft of textile making brought to life by the weavers, spinners and dyers. The exhibition includes a rich tapestry of hand-woven textiles, intricate weaving and natural dyed fabrics. It offers a chance to see the depth of talent in our textile community and understand the care that goes into every thread. The Old Kirk Museum's opening hours during the exhibition are Tuesday to Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. to 5 p.m.
Finalist for 2 awards, a report by Kevin McRoberts. The owner of a Bishopbriggs-based children's sustainable craft club has been shortlisted for 2 awards. Joanna Craig, who runs Magical Crafting Club, is a finalist in the Solo Star category of the Club Hub Awards 2025, and she has been shortlisted for the Soul to Soul Award for the Best Self-Employed Small Business Owner at the Small Awards run by Small Business Britain. The Magical Crafting Club was founded by Joanna in 2021 and aims to provide creative, eco-friendly crafting experiences through after-school and holiday camps, crafty parties and family events. Its mission is to spark imagination and build confidence in children through hands-on learning and mindful creativity. The Club Hub Awards are for businesses in the children's activity sector and recognise commitment to excellence, innovation and business growth. Through their business performance, achievements and brand values, finalists are required to demonstrate a passion for what they do. Tessa Day, founder and director of Club Hub UK, said, "Huge congratulations to all our 2025 finalists. I can't wait to celebrate all your achievements. The children's activities industry is so important to so many, and it is great to showcase the best of the best in the UK. The small awards celebrate the successes of Britain's small businesses, showcasing all types, including social enterprises, family-owned businesses, sole traders and startups. Michelle Evans, CBE, founder of Small Business Britain, said, "The awards are a great opportunity to recognise the success and contributions of so many businesses." Joanna Craig is extremely deserving of being a finalist, and we're looking forward to celebrating together in May. Erica Robinson, UK General Manager of Sponsors Constant Contact, added, "SMEs play a vital role in boosting the British economy and deserve to have their tenacity and success celebrated." Joanna was shocked, but over the moon to be named as a finalist in both awards. The Club Hub Award winners will be revealed in Birmingham on Saturday, May 10, and the Small Business Awards ceremony is in London on Thursday, May 22. That report was written by Kevin McRoberts.
MSP joins opposition to on-street charges by Kevin McRoberts. Opposition to proposals to introduce on-street parking charges on certain roads in Kirkintilloch and Bishopbriggs town centres has been expressed by West Scotland MSP Pam Gosel. East Dunbartonshire Council recently announced it has extended the consultation on the proposals until Friday, May 16th. Kirkintilloch BID has already come out against the idea, which would see parking charges introduced on Kirkintilloch's Oxford Street, Townhead and Union Street, as well as a number of roads in Bishopbriggs. The BID team said it stands firmly with our local business community and urged everyone to make their voices heard on the issue. West Scotland Regional MSP Pam Gosel has voiced her opposition, describing it as anti-business. Earlier this month, she met with Bishopbriggs traders to discuss the issues and said it was clear they were against the proposal. She said, "I am against the proposed parking charges as they will hurt local traders and the local economy. After having met with traders, it is clear to me that these proposed charges are going to be harmful during an already difficult business environment." Residents in the local area will also worry that to forgo parking charges, customers may park in the neighbouring residential areas, leading to parking spillover. Therefore, I am calling for the Council to abandon these proposals. It is proposed that charges of 50p per 15 minutes should be introduced for parking between the hours of 8 a.m. and 6 p.m, Monday to Saturday. Each on-street parking place could be used for a period of up to 2 hours, no return within an hour. A charge of £100, reduced to £50 if payment is received within 14 days, would be imposed for failing to pay the appropriate parking fee or for exceeding the time limit. The Council states that the reason for the order to regulate on-street parking is to create capacity for short-term parking needs in the town centres. Anyone wishing to object to the proposal or make any other representations should do so by emailing troconsultation@eastdunbarton.gov.uk or by writing to East Dunbartonshire Council, 12 Strathkelvin Place, Kirkintilloch, G66 1TJ, by no later than Friday, May 16th. That article was written by Kevin McRoberts.
Pothole buster. East Dunbartonshire Council is seeking to obtain a machine capable of carrying out rapid repairs to potholes. With damage arising from road defects costing UK drivers around £1.5 billion annually, potholes are a major bugbear everywhere, with East Dunbartonshire no exception. The Council has advertised for a company to provide a 3-in-1 pothole repair machine and is willing to pay almost £190,000 for it. Although no specific manufacturer is mentioned in the public notice, the desired machine is most likely the Pothole Pro from JCB, which has made headlines due to its ability to fix a pothole in just 8 minutes. The manufacturer claims it also halves the cost to around £30 per square metre. If successfully obtained, the pothole repair machine would be based at a depot in Bishopbriggs.
80th anniversary of VE Day. Soldiers' role in liberating Ireland. A report by Kevin McRoberts. As Britain prepares to mark the 80th anniversary of VE Day, the remarkable story of Sergeant Major Robert Shaw, the first British serviceman to step onto Nazi-occupied British soil during liberation, will be commemorated by his family in Guernsey this May. On May 9, 1945, as the rest of Britain celebrated victory in Europe, Sergeant Major Shaw from Glasgow and of the Royal Electrical and Mechanical Engineers, REME, made history when he became the first British soldier to land on Guernsey after nearly 5 years of German occupation. The Channel Islands was the only British territory occupied by German forces during World War II. My father rode off the landing craft on his motorcycle at Longcrest Bay, leading the way for the armoured vehicles that followed, recalled his son Robert Shaw, who will be attending the 80th anniversary celebrations alongside family members as part of the official cavalcade. He didn't encounter any resistance, just jubilant islanders overwhelmed with emotion at finally being free. Shaw's first interaction on liberated soil would lead to an extraordinary decades-long connection. As he rode inland, he encountered a young local boy named John Rolt cycling on the right side of the road, a practice adopted during the German occupation. My father was concerned the boy would be hit by the convoy of vehicles behind him, explained Robert. He stopped and told the boy to cycle on the British side of the road, a small moment that symbolised the return to British rule after years of occupation. What makes this story remarkable is what happened 47 years later. In 1992, when Sergeant Major Shaw returned to Guernsey to receive commemorative liberation medallions alongside other veterans, the local newspaper printed his recollection of this encounter. The story caught the attention of John Roll, now an adult, who immediately recognised himself as the boy in the account. Roll tracked down Shaw at his hotel, leading to an emotional reunion. The soldier and the boy then rekindled their connection from that historic day and maintained correspondence until Shaw's death 20 years ago in 2005 at age 89. This wasn't just about military strategy. It was about human connection during a pivotal moment in history, said Robert. My father always said that liberating Guernsey was the proudest moment of his service because he could see the direct impact on people's lives after years of hardship. Born in Springburn, Glasgow in 1915, Sergeant Major Shaw's mechanical expertise proved valuable during the post-liberation period. Based at a local establishment known as Ash's Garage, he worked alongside German troops who remained on the island temporarily after the surrender. He was particularly fascinated by how island vehicles had been converted to charcoal burning units to overcome the severe petrol shortage during occupation. He often spoke about his admiration for the islanders' ingenuity and resilience, said Robert. Despite everything they'd endured, food shortages, curfews and isolation from the mainland, they maintained their spirit and identity. The Shaw family continues to honour this legacy by participating in ongoing Guernsey Liberation celebrations, with this year's 80th VE Day anniversary holding special significance. They plan to follow the same route Robert Shaw took in 1945, participating in the official cavalcade that commemorates the path of liberation forces. After the war, Robert Shaw returned to Scotland and built his own house on Woodland Avenue in Kirkintilloch, where he raised his 3 children, Robert, Mary and Martin. He stayed there until retiring to Millport. That report was written by Kevin McRoberts.
Deputy is appointed. NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde's Chief Operating Officer William Edwards has been appointed Deputy Chief Executive. Welcoming the appointment, Professor Jan Gardner, Chief Executive, said, "I would like to congratulate William on his appointment. His role will be pivotal as we embark on a new chapter with our BOLD programme. The GGC Way Forward, Transforming Together. This initiative is set to drive comprehensive system-wide reform, and William's leadership will be instrumental in supporting this transformation. William will play a crucial part in reinforcing our commitment to working together to deliver the best care possible for our patients. Furthermore, he will help foster a more collaborative environment that actively listens to and engages with our staff."
The Stables is on the shortlist by Kevin McRoberts. The Stables is one of 2 Eastern Bartonshire venues to be among more than 250 businesses nominated for a National Pub and Bar Award. Along with the Station in Bearsden, the Stables, situated on the edge of Kirkintilloch, next to the Forth and Clyde Canal, has been shortlisted for recognition at the award ceremony in London in June. In a change-up to previous years, the 94 county winners will be announced live at the event, as well as highly commended venues for each area. In total, 256 pubs and bars have been shortlisted throughout England, Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland. "The aim of the National Pub and Bar Awards is simple," said Tristan O'Hannah, editor of Pub and Bar magazine, which runs the event. "We want to showcase how brilliant these businesses are and how valuable pubs and bars are to the fabric of society across the whole of the UK. It has never been harder in hospitality. Whether it's a country pub with rooms or a city centre bar showing live sport, these operations deserve widespread recognition and more customers. Hopefully the National Pub and Bar Awards can help with both." The awards look at a number of elements that affect the customer journey, including marketing, digital presence, design, service, style of offer and investment. The venues now have over 2 months in which to trade off their achievement, before making their way to the National Pub and Bar Awards Grand Final in June. Held at Big Penny Social in London, the final will welcome all 256 nominees to come together and celebrate their success, before discovering which venues will go on to become county and regional winners. The awards night will also crown the Pub Group of the Year, Bar Group of the Year, the Tyrrell's Tyrrell Be Good Taste Award, presented by the event's headline sponsor, and ultimately the overall National Pub and Bar of the Year. On top of that, the 2025 event will launch the top 10 pubs and bars in the UK list, which has been voted for by hundreds of operators from across the country. The Stables was originally built to serve the watermen and horses using the Forth and Clyde Canal. When the canal was first built, the boats that used it were pulled by horses, so rest stables were built along the route. The stables would have had an inn on one side where the boatmen and passengers could rest and eat, while the other side would have featured equine accommodation and a hayloft. The venue is now well known for its menu of hearty favourites and country pub classics, as well as seasonal dishes and a well-stocked bar, including cask ales, fine wines and British gins. Outside, the stables has beautiful gardens, while inside, the crackling log fires are perfect on colder days. The National Pub and Bar Awards 2025 is sponsored by Tyrrell's, Booker, Coston Press, ICR Touch, Randall Parker Food Group, Sky Business and Strongbow. That article was written by Kevin McRoberts.
Travel designs. East Dunbartonshire Council is seeking an external contractor to contribute designs for a major travel project. The Council's active travel corridor seeks to reduce reliance on cars and promote other forms of travel, for example walking and cycling between Torrance and Mulgai, and improving pedestrian links with villages and to areas such as Bearsden and Bishopbriggs. The contractor would be expected to complete detailed designs and provide additional support during pre-construction and construction. The contract has an estimated value of £300,000 and the deadline to submit a tender via Public Contracts Scotland is May the 23rd.
Wednesday the 30th of April. Family announcements. In memoriam. Lang, Mary. In loving memory of Mary Lang, who died May the 2nd, 2023. Always in our thoughts. From Loudy, Graham, Paula and family. McInnes, Danny. In loving memory of Danny McInnes, died April 2022. You left me without goodbye, so sleep in peace until I come to you. Your loving wife, Anne-Marie, brother-in-law William and Kathy. Pitcairn, Jim. In loving memory of Jim, died April 28, 1987. Always in our thoughts, Jim, Margaret, Ishbel, David, grandchildren and great-grandchildren. And that was this week's family announcements.
Roisin releases new single ahead of summer festivals. Lindsay singer-songwriter Roisin McCartney has just released her latest single as she prepares for a busy summer performing at festivals around the country. The new single, Even If We Ain't Right, which was out on Friday, April the 25th, is a catchy summer sound that throws back to the 1990s and was produced by David Lucius King, who has been behind some of the Script and Cher's biggest hits. Roisin is a rising alt-pop singer known for her infectious energy, raw authenticity and electrifying live performances. Now based in Glasgow, she is deeply rooted in her Scottish and Irish heritage, and her musical journey reflects both resilience and a passion for storytelling. She draws inspiration from icons like Lady Gaga, Britney Spears and Stevie Nicks, infusing her music with an energy that's quickly making her a standout voice in the alt-pop scene. Her debut headline, Guess Who tour to launch an EP, saw her earn plaudits for her dynamic stage presence. Roisin has captivated audiences at sold-out shows at venues such as Glasgow's SWG3 and the iconic King Tut's Wawa Hut, and is gearing up for festival performances at Heartland Pitlochry and Butefest Isle of Bute, with several others being lined up. Even If We Ain't Right is available now on all platforms, including Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music and iTunes.
The Kirkintilloch and Bishopbriggs Herald letters page, date Wednesday the 30th of April. Let's talk! Please send your letters via email to kirkyherald@jnscotland.co.uk. That's KIRKY HERALD @GNSCOTLAND.co.uk and write letters in the subject field. Please keep letters to a maximum of 300 words. Letters cannot be published without a name and postal address. Also include a daytime phone number if possible. We reserve the right to edit any letter. MSP pay rise facts. Sir, in response to B. Proctor's letter, nice work, in last week's Kirkintilloch Herald, I would point out to B. Proctor that the pay rise for Scottish MSPs is not paid on the say-so of our First Minister, but the arrangements are made under the Scottish Parliament salary scheme. Although there is an annual MSP pay increase, the SNP MSP's increases since 2008 have been frozen and donated to the public purse for the benefit of the Scottish people. Our First Minister has already stated that he will not be accepting the pay rise and that it will go into the public purse. A man of principle. Other SNP MSPs now have the choice of, after 17 years of donating their pay rises to the public purse, are now accepting the pay rise if they so wish. Several SNP MSPs have actually chosen to follow the example of our First Minister and will also continue to donate their pay rises to the public purse. May I add that not one of the MSPs from the other parties, i.e. Lib Dem, Tory, Labour or Greens, have donated any of their pay rises to the public purse. Alas, this doesn't surprise me, as they are all tarred with the same brush as their Westminster buddies, all self-serving careerists who do nothing on behalf of Scotland at all. Grangemouth is just one example of Scotland being treated like second-class citizens by Westminster. Yours, etc. A. Smart, Milton of Campsie. A lesson from Japan. Sir, my wife and I have recently returned from a holiday in Japan. It is a fascinating country, and it could teach Scotland a lesson or two. A notable example was the lack of rubbish or litter anywhere, and there were very few rubbish bins. We were told by the local tour guide that Japanese children are taught to take their rubbish home with them and respect their environment. Why can't we do that here? This might take a generation or two, but the benefits could be huge. Cleaner towns, cities and roads, tens of thousands of pounds saved each year, and a reduced safety hazard for the litter pickers on the verges of our roads and motorways. A lesson indeed. Yours, etc. Jim Grant, by email. Lack of teachers. Sir, there is a crisis looming over the dramatic shortfall in new students studying to become secondary school teachers in Scotland. The numbers are 1,003 short of the target of 2,336. Why are politicians so surprised? The indiscipline and violence in secondary schools has been known for a long time, but head teachers were not allowed to exclude pupils by the Scottish Government. The result was that teachers took early retirement or just left. Seeing this, students decided to pursue another career path, and who can blame them? Yours, etc. Michael Baird, by email. Respect the law. Sir, Maggie Chapman, Scottish Green MSP, accused the Supreme Court judges who decided unanimously on the definition of a woman of bigotry, prejudice and hatred. In any assembly, this outburst would, at the very least, cost Miss Chapman her place in the Human Rights Plus Committee. Possibly much more. But this, of course, is Scotland. Even for SNP Green members in Holyrood, the blatant disrespect for the process of law is off the scale. How the rest of Europe and the world must laugh. The presiding officer should get this under control, but, given it is Holyrood, almost certainly she won't take action. Someone said, it's just a wee pretend parliament. It most certainly is. Yours, etc. Alexander Mackay, by email. Charisma in spades. Sir, Pope Francis took ownership of his office, which led him to be dubbed the People's Pope and the Slum Bishop. The millions of people who met him through his 12 years as pontiff commented on his humility and humanity. Not for him the pomp of the church or the straitjacket of infallibility. Underpinning all of this was a rock-like faith. One thing I haven't seen mentioned was his bravery. By the very nature of his papacy, Pope Francis made many enemies, mostly behind the scenes in the Vatican itself. Always an outsider, he was most at home with ordinary people, well beyond the Roman Catholic Church itself. The overused word charisma certainly applies to him. He had it in spades. Yours, etc., Ian Petrie, by email. And that was this week's letters page to Wednesday the 30th of April, read by E. McKenna.
World's biggest ever kilt walk, a report by Julie Curry. Glasgow Kilt Walk 2025 attracted so many kind-hearted walkers at the weekend that organisers had to add an extra day. As a result, the event was the world's biggest ever kilt walk, with 19,000 participants walking for 1,100 Scottish charities. 5,000 heroes walked from Clydebank to Balloch on Saturday, with 14,000 walking from Glasgow Green and Clydebank all the way to the finish line at Loch Lomond on Sunday. As walkers set off, £3 million had already been raised, and this figure will rise in the coming days. The Hunter Foundation underwrites Kilt Walk, ensuring every penny the walkers raise go to the charities of their choice, plus gift aid. It's the lowest cost platform for raising charity funds in the country. Sir Tom Walker, who led the walkers both days, thanked everyone for their incredible kindness. He said, "In the 10 years the Hunter Foundation has been involved with Kilt Walk, we have raised an incredible £53 million for 4,000 Scottish charities. I believe the magic of Kilt Walk is quite simple. In every community across Scotland, there are people who need a wee hand up, and there are good folks who get up in the morning and help them. All the Kilt Walk does is simply connect people. There isn't a prouder Scotsman on the planet than me this morning." Paddy McGuinness joined Sir Tom Hunter to rally walkers at this year's Kilt Walk after Sir Tom supported Paddy's epic BBC Children in Need challenge last year, which saw him cycle 300 miles from Wrexham to Glasgow. Speaking before Saturday's big stroll, the TV presenter wished the Kilt Walkers the best of luck, commending them for participating in Kilt Walk for their chosen charity and wishing them a safe walk on their journey to Balloch. Kilt Walk supports charities across Scotland. One of the largest is Glasgow Children's Hospital charity, with almost 6,500 walkers having raised over £1.5 million for the organisation over the last decade. Kirsten Watson, the charity's chief executive, said, "On behalf of all the children and families whose lives have been impacted by the Kilt Walk and the Hunter Foundation these past 10 years, Glasgow Children's Hospital charity extends our heartfelt gratitude for your extraordinary support and generosity." The Kilt Walk is not just an event, it is a beacon of hope and a testament to the power and kindness in Scotland. Kilt Walk provides an incredible platform of support to charities throughout Scotland, and we are profoundly grateful for the positive impact made these past years. 10 charities were thrilled over the Glasgow Kilt Walk weekend when they discovered they'd each received £5,000 from the Hunter Foundation as part of the Happiest Minute at the Kilt Walk. Next up is the Aberdeen Kilt Walk on Sunday, June 1, St Andrews to Dundee on Sunday, August 17, and Edinburgh on Sunday, September 14. it's still just £20 to walk. For more information or to register, visit www.thekiltwalk.co.uk. And that report was written by Julie Curry.
Good day to you here. It's Philip Kilrock, and it's good to be with you again here reading the church news from the Kirkintilloch Herald. I had a wee day off last week because I wasn't well. I was in the hospital. But enough of that dreary news. Now on to some amazing church news celebrating Easter in the Campsies. Some of the congregation of Milton of Campsie Parish Church get together to celebrate Easter with a dawn service at the top of the Campsies. We've seen here with in the photograph in the paper the Easter crosses at Beech Tree Park. Other services taking place include Praise in the Park in Beech Tree Terrace at 9:45 a.m, all age worship including Easterific in the church centre at 11 a.m. Nursing home, they have a visit to the nursing home at 2:30. And Marmalada is this year's Go Mad theme. So, stories of Jesus will be brought to us by Refuge Bear, yes, from darkest Peru. I wonder who that is. Beginning on Sunday, July the 27th, it will run for almost 2 weeks, culminating in a charity concert on Thursday, August the 7th. Full report is coming up. Yes, there will be other events for everyone, including youngsters and adults. Preparations have begun. Just 14 weeks to go. The next Go Mad Extra is on Sunday, June the 1st, from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Looking forward towards our union with Campsie Church Steering Group has been formed and meets this week. We're praying that Margaret, George, Sue, Gillian, Robert and Margaret, Andy and Rona will be given audacious faith to steer us through every step of the way. Our charity of the month is Mission Aviation Fellowship. Time to pray on Wednesday at 7 p.m, followed at 7:45 p.m. by a Go Mad preparation meeting. Well, there you go, start of all the stuff for late spring, early summer. And late summer. And now, where are we going now? Yes, we're going to Springfield Cambridge Church. On Sunday, May the 4th, morning worship will be conducted by the Reverend Ian Taylor in the sanctuary at 11 a.m. An offering will be taking place during the service. The Sunday School meets in Room 2, where Crest facilities are also available. Morning worship is also being live streamed on the Springfield Cambridge Church YouTube channel. A link to this can be found, yes, you guessed it, Springfield Cambridge Church website. And if you want to check that out, all the W's, springfieldcambridge.org.uk and Facebook page, where up-to-date information about events and church organisations can also be found. There will be a vestry hour on Wednesday, April the 30th from 10 to 11 a.m. For anyone wishing to speak with the minister, there will be a short service then as well on April the 30th from 11:10 to 11:30 in the Springfield Cambridge Chapel, followed by tea and coffee in the Hall of Fellowship. The Cut Session will meet this week in Cambridge Chapel on Tuesday the 6th of May at 7:30. A copy for the June edition of Church Magazine should be sent out to the editor. Yes, magazine at springfieldcambridge.org.uk by Sunday in May the 11th. The Guild is inviting congregations to join them supporting the Dumbartonshire Food Bank. So if you can do that, check out the list and supply your goodies to them to help others. And now to Kirkintilloch, Home Church Scotland, Lammermuir Road, Kirkintilloch. They also have another home church in 6 other locations: Kirkintilloch, Carmyle, Skelmorley, Lochaber, Livingston, and online. A church for all ages. All praise to God, the Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, who according to his great mercy we have been born again to a living hope through the resurrection of the Jesus Christ from the dead. Yes, check out their services, 9:30 and 11:30 a.m. in Kirkintilloch. Worship services followed by refreshments. A warm welcome awaits you, and both these services are identical. Then there's an evening service with communion on the 1st, 2nd and 4th Sundays of each month at various locations at 6:30 p.m. Monday is our ladies' prayer meeting, 7 p.m. Read through the Bible discussion on Zoom every fortnight at 8 p.m. Tuesdays, Zoom Bible study resume on May the 13th. Wednesday, new venues coming soon for prayer and Bible study. Thursday prayer meeting in the church at 7 a.m. Football in the evening at 7:30 p.m. Friday's youth group 7:30 p.m. and prayer meeting also at 7:30. Home radio is available every day. See Facebook, Instagram and Home Church website for more information. And staying in Kirkintilloch, the Church of God at Regent Hall, Regent Street, on Sunday, there will be a family-friendly praise event featuring the Kirky Praise Band video presentations, and guest speaker is Brian Fullerton from Bargate. Come along and join us, and you will be made most welcome every Wednesday. Yeah, there's the coffee corner. It's open between 12 and 2 p.m. Join our friends and neighbours for coffee and a bit of a chat, and an up-to-date and further information on other services, etc. Check out the website, all the W's, regenthall.org. And they have a Bible quote here as well. The Bible says, "This is how we know what love is. Jesus Christ laid down his life for us." Yes, I'll say amen to that. And then to Lindsay Old Parish Church, Sunday, May the 4th, family service and kids club is at 11 a.m, led by the Reverend Julie Harty. A crest is available for children under 3. Coffee and cake will be shared after the service. The quilt and craft group meet every Wednesday, 10 a.m. to noon in the session room. Come and sing. The dementia-friendly singing group is on Tuesday, May the 13th, from 1:15 to 2:45. A warm welcome awaits all, and of course a cuppa as well. Please feel free to come and sing. Back to Bishopbriggs, St James Church, Hilton Road, Bishopbriggs, and the minister there is Paul Watson. There's a communion service on Thursday, May the 1st at 11 a.m, and on Sunday, May the 4th at 9 a.m. in the chapel. At 10:30 a.m. on Sunday, there is a sung Eucharist in the church. Everyone is welcome to come along to any of these services. Yeah, and do stay for tea, coffee, etc. afterwards. And then at 10:30 a.m. on Thursday, Sunday service also on Sunday. When else would you get a Sunday service? But on a Sunday, May the 4th, from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. There is a session of crafty kids in the hall. All families are welcome to come along and enjoy activities together. Dates for your diary. Tuesday, May the 13th, from 1 till 3 p.m. is a Tuesday club. Good day to have a Tuesday club on a Tuesday. Yes, stating the obvious here. There are also virtual services and groups. For up-to-date information, refer to our social media, Facebook, St James LS Bishopbriggs. The website, yeah, you guessed it, all the W's, stjamesbishopbriggs.org.uk. And to Kirkintilloch, the St Mary's Parish Church, the service on Sunday, May the 4th, will begin at 11 a.m. as usual, and will be taken by the Reverend Dr. Ruth Morrison. There will be age-appropriate activities for young people in the halls during the service. After the service, tickets for the up-and-coming lunch to celebrate 80 years since VE Day will be on sale, costing £1 plus a donation on the day. The lunch will take place after the service on Sunday, May the 11th, and will consist of a number of savoury and sweet items. Wednesday welcome will continue on Wednesday, April the 30th, when tea, coffee and home baking will be available from 10 a.m. until 11:30 a.m, after which there will be a short service taken by the minister. On Wednesday, May the 7th, we will be holding a monthly open door event when the church will be open for visitors between 10:30 till 3 p.m. Tea, coffee and the usual biscuits and all that will be available from 12:30 p.m. There will be a lunchtime concert where 3 very talented musicians that is, will entertain us playing the piano, flute and oboe. All 3 have played at the highest level with national and international orchestras. And now to Torrance Parish Church. The morning service in person at 10:30 a.m. will be conducted by the Reverend Stuart Irvin. During the service, the youngsters will meet together in Crest, Junior Church and Frog. To join the service online, click Torrance Parish Church online.church. The cafe is open every Wednesday from 9 till 12 p.m. for teas, coffees and delicious home baking. Why not come and taste for yourself? The Boys Brigade meet on Wednesdays 7 till 9 p.m. for P7 to S6. To find out about regular weekly activities, check out the website. Yes, all the W's, tpc.org.uk. And now to Kirkintilloch again, St David's Memorial Parish Church. Our Sunday service on May the 4th is at the usual time of 10:30 a.m. and will be led by Meg and Bill Lindsay. Children will leave during the service to enjoy their activities in the church hall. Why not stay after the service to enjoy a wee chat and a wee cup of tea? And then there on Tuesday, lunchtime service is at 12:30 p.m. and you will be invited to stay for tea and coffee afterwards. But during July and August, there will be just one service per month. The Friendship Club will now be held on Tuesday every week during May, June, July, August, from 1:30 till 3:30 p.m. in the garden room. Everyone will be made very welcome. Yes, come along, have a wee cup of tea and a wee chat, bring your knitting, your crocheting, or your needlework, or just bring yourself. So there you have it. That's the church news for this week. And hopefully you had a good Easter weekend. I was pretty busy. I was in Edinburgh on Easter Saturday performing the Passion Play of Christ. And I played the disciple Mark. And it was amazing. The sun shone morning and afternoon. It was good. And we had an audience up to about 800 people watching us relive the life of Christ, all in costume. There was about 35, 40 of us in the cast. We had the crucifixion, the resurrection, which is the most important part about Easter, the resurrection of Jesus, our Lord and Saviour. Thank you for listening on your Alexa. It's good to chat with you and share with you again. My name is Philip Kilrock, and it's good to have a wee blather. And hopefully you'll be able to go to a church locally to you and enjoy fellowship with other believers. In Jesus' name, that's be over and out.
Wednesday the 30th of April, District News General. Bertie would like a quiet home. Bertie is a cat. Bertie is an older gentleman looking for some peace and quiet. He came to Borders Pet Rescue as a stray over 6 months ago and wasn't in the best of health. Bertie has since been diagnosed with diabetes, so needs twice daily injections. He is currently staying in a foster home, and they say he is a friendly boy, but on his own terms and does not like being picked up. Bertie likes spending time with you, but he prefers to sit by your feet in the lounge or next to you in the sofa. He loves to sit in any chair and stretch out, especially if it is in a patch of sunshine. Bertie would love a sunny garden to spend his summers in. Could you offer Bertie the retirement home he deserves? Visit www.borderspetrescue.org. Childcare, Protecting Scotland's Children by Children's First. Scotland can speed up progress to keep its promise to care experienced children by addressing the unequal provision of family group decision making, according to authors of a new report from Children's First, Scotland's national children's charity. Family group decision making in Scotland found that, while a majority of professionals who offer these services, 60%, identified improving outcomes for children, including keeping children out of care, as a key strength, a third of local authorities have no family group decision making provision. Where services are in place, provision is patchy, with an average of only 2 family group decision making coordinator posts per local authority. Children First research included an online survey of children's services professionals across Scotland, a review of how family group decision making fits with Scottish law and policy, and learning from other countries about the impact of the approach. The research identifies a strong commitment from a range of professionals to family group decision making, but says the impact for children is limited by an unclear legislative and policy framework and a lack of sustainable funding. The Promise Oversight Board warned that the Scottish Government's ambition to make sure care-experienced children and young people grow up loved, safe and respected by 2030 is at the risk of being missed. At the time, the Oversight Board called for family group decision making to be consistently available across the country, saying, "There is a need to ensure it is available to everyone who would benefit from it, wherever they live in Scotland, and that it is sustainably funded." Linda Jardine, Director of Children and Families at Children First, said, "If, for any reason, you are unable to care for your own children, You would want them to have the opportunity to be cared for safely by loving members of your wider family or a close friend. Yet, too many children in Scotland are still going into care without that chance being fully explored through family group decision making. Article by Children First. Kirkintilloch Horticultural Society. At our April meeting, in spite of technical incompatibilities with our viewing equipment, our speaker, Nancy Stevens, rose to the occasion and delivered an inspiring talk on a wide variety of Scottish gardens, which are open to the public. We also enjoyed another good display of spring plants and flowers brought in for our second spring show. Paul Malcolm's bowl of violas was voted the winning exhibit. Our next meeting will be held in Enterprise House from 7:30pm to 9:30pm on May the 8th, where we hold our AGM, followed by cheese and wine. New members are always welcome and can contact Paul Malcolm on 0141 578 1520 or can visit www.kirkintillochhorty.org.uk for more information. Antiquaries Society. The annual general meeting of the Kirkintilloch and District Society of Antiquaries was held in the Park Centre on Thursday, April 24, and was well attended. Reports on activities over the past year and plans for 2025-26 were presented by the President and Secretary. The Society has had a busy year, with 10 meetings and 3 outings plus an exhibition in the William Patrick Library and a guided walk in the Old Elm Cemetery as part of Doro's Open Day. A similar programme is planned for 2025-26 and will include events to celebrate the 200th anniversary of the Monkland and Kirkintilloch Railway in 2026. The President thanked the committee for their work during the past year. The meeting approved a proposal to have tea and coffee before the meetings from 7pm, with the start of the meetings remaining at 7:30pm, to start in October 2025. The annual general meeting was followed by a talk from David Forsyth on Confessions of a Tour Guide. David worked for the National Museum of Scotland in various curatorial roles within the Scottish History collections for a quarter of a century. He retired in 2022 after acting as keeper, head, of both the Scottish History and Archaeology and Art and Design departments. The mainstay of his research and exhibition interest was the Scottish diaspora. He now enjoys a post-retirement career as a historical guide and freelance historian, and presented a light-hearted look at tour guiding around the old town of Edinburgh, including a clip showing how tourists from around the world have trouble with the pronunciation of Edinburgh. David answered questions from the audience, and the meeting was followed by tea and coffee. Allo, 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 allo. Come along to the Turret Theatre, Kirkintilloch, and enjoy this comic adventure. In France during World War II, René Artois runs a small cafe where resistance fighters, Gestapo men, German army officers and escaped Allied POWs interact daily, ignorant of one another's true identity or presence, exasperating René. On from Monday, May the 5th until Saturday, May the 10th. Tickets available from www.ticketsource.co.uk/watts-on/the-turret-theatre. And that was this week's District News General, date Wednesday, 30th of April. Public notices. East Dunbartonshire Council public notices. Civic Government Scotland Act 1982. Application for renewal of booking office licence. The undernoted have applied for the renewal of a booking office licence in terms of the above Act. Name and address of applicant. Kirkintilloch Broomhill Private Hire Limited, Unit 1A, 7 Campsie Road, Kirkintilloch, G66 1SL. Name of day-to-day manager. Connor Cassidy. Name and address of taxi/private hire booking office. Broomhill Private Hire, Unit 1A, 7 Campsie Road, Kirkintilloch, Glasgow, G66 1SL. Hours of business: 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Any objection or representations to any of the above applications in terms of paragraph 3, brackets 1, of Schedule 1 of the Act should be logged with the undernoted no later than 28 days from the publication date of the newspaper in which this advertisement appears. Chief Solicitor and Monitoring Officer, Legal and Regularity Services, East Dunbartonshire Council, 12 Strathkelvin Place, Kirkintilloch, G66 1TJ, date 22nd April 2025. Planning applications: Hungaryside, Torrance Road, Torrance, East Dunbartonshire, G64 4EG. Alterations and extensions to existing dwelling to include alterations to roof form and scale to provide additional storey, 1.5 storey side extension, dormer windows to front and rear and solar panels to the south roof pane. Neighbour notification, 21 days. If you are unable to view the plans on the Council's website, then please contact the planning duty officers to arrange a suitable time to view the plans in our offices. Written comments may be made within the above period to the Council through the Council's website or the above address. Any representations will be treated as public documents and made available for inspection by interested parties and may also be published at the Council's website. And that was this week's public notices, date Wednesday the 30th of April.
Sport. Fiona reveals plan to retire. Written by Kevin McRoberts, read by Alan Todd. Glasgow City have confirmed that Scotland international Fiona Brown will retire from football at the end of the 2024-25 season. The 30-year-old forward, who rejoined City for her second spell in 2024, feels the time is right for her to call time on her playing career following a serious knee injury picked up last year. Fiona ruptured an anterior cruciate ligament, ACL, during a Scottish Women's Premier League match against Rangers last April, the fourth of her career. The recovery and rehabilitation for the injury she sustained in 2024 has gone well, and Brown hopes to make a final City appearance before the end of the current campaign, with both the SWPL title and Scottish Cup still to play for. Upon announcing her plans to retire, Fiona said, "The risk is that I could easily get injured again and, with my body type and history, I can't afford to do that as there is not much more that could be done." She continued, "I'm happy that I was here when the injury happened because I was at home with my friends, family and boyfriend, and I was able to have such a laugh with the people I was with every day. If you had told me when I was younger what I would achieve, despite everything that has happened, I would be genuinely chuffed. To all the teammates, coaches, staff and fans I have spent my time with throughout my career, from my time as a young player breaking through to playing with Glasgow City, in Sweden with the Scotland national team, thank you for your support. You have all been a part of my journey." Glasgow City Chief Executive Laura Montgomery commented, "If I was to pick an ideal player to play for our club, I would want someone who respects others, believes in and lives our values, lights up a room with their personality, encourages others at all times, and energises the group. They would be professional on and off the pitch, a winner, resilient, an incredible talent, two-footed, fast, scores goals, and big important goals at that when the pressure is on. Someone who checks in on teammates to ensure they are okay, an international footballer, proud to represent her country and play at major international tournaments. Someone who always appreciates and always says thank you. I would pick Fiona Brown." Montgomery added, "I am incredibly honoured we have had Fiona play for and represent our club. On behalf of all of us, Fee, thank you." Fiona will remain a part of the Glasgow City playing squad and will be involved until the end of the current campaign, with preparations for the Scottish Women's Premier League run-in and the Scottish Cup final against Rangers at Hampden Park next month. Fiona Brown fact file. Fiona has won 3 SWPL titles, 2 Scottish Cups and 2 League Cups, as well as appearing in a UEFA Women's Champions League quarter-final. She had a spell in Sweden first with Eskilstuna United before moving to FC Rosengard, winning 3 Dameskvalen League titles and 2 Swedish Women's Cups. She returned to Glasgow City in January 2024. She has been capped 61 times for Scotland, scoring on 2 occasions for her country. Written by Kevin McRoberts, read by Alan Todd. Rob Roy still need to secure their First Division status. Uncredited. Read by Alan Todd. Kirkintilloch Rob Roy still face the possibility of relegation from West of Scotland Greenversity First Division after losing out 3-2 at Rutherglen Glencairn. Bottom of the table Ashfield finally won the league for the first time in 2025, winning 3-1 at home against Blantyre Victoria. That victory ended a 12-match losing run stretching back to December 14th when they last played Victoria and held them to a 1-1 draw. The last time Ashfield won a league game before Saturday was a 3-1 victory at Kirkintilloch Rob Roy at the end of November. Petershill were 3-1 winners at home against struggling Maybole Juniors. In the second division, Caledonian Locomotive were thumped 6-0 at second top Neilston, and there was also a 6-0 defeat for Glasgow Perthshire at home against Ardeer Thistle in the third division. In the fourth division, West Park United earned a point in a 3-3 draw at Campbelltown Pupils, while Rossvale were beaten 4-0 at home by Carluke Rovers. This Saturday, Rob Roy travelled to the KG Stadium to face Blantyre Victoria, while Ashfield and Petershill are not in league action until Saturday, May 10th, when they entertain Rob Roy and Arthurlie, respectively. Caledonian Locomotive are in action on Tuesday, May 6th, when they welcome Forth Wanderers to Petershill Park, while Glasgow Perthshire are at home to Dalry Thistle on Wednesday, April 30th, and then away to Wishaw on Saturday. West Park United are at Newmains United on Saturday, with Rossvale travelling to play East Kilbride Thistle on the same day. Read by Alan Todd. Speedway. Tigers boss is delighted with victory. Written by Phil Lanning, read by Alan Todd. Edinburgh 44, Glasgow 46, BSN Series. Glasgow boss Cammy Brown admitted he was over the moon with a second win at Edinburgh in 21 days. The Allied Vehicles Tigers snatched a last heat 5-1 to take the 46-44 victory to the BSN Series at Armadale on Friday night. Dan Thompson delivered a paid 15 maximum and partnered Kyle Howarth into the all-important last race success. Brown said, "I'm obviously over the moon. To win here is special, but to do it twice in 3 weeks is an extra nice start to the season. Dan has been sensational so far since signing for us. To come here and get a maximum is outstanding, but I was equally delighted with the performances from Leon Flint and Ashton Bowen. They did a great job, and the engine room of our side was so solid. It was tight all the way through, but I was confident our boys would step it up in heats 13 and 15. But Leon also produced 2 brilliant battling wins on the line during the night, and that was the difference in the end. Kyle Howarth was also consistent all night and showed his class in the last heat when it came to the crunch. I'm so happy for our army of fans in the third bend. They loved winning at Armadale more than anywhere. We have now won at Berwick and Edinburgh in a week. That puts us in such a strong position in the BSN Series group. A great night all round." BSN Series Scottish. Edinburgh 44. Victor Palovara 10+2. Oscar Polis 9. Paco Castagna 8. Justin Sedgman 6. Jonathan Gran 5+1. Kyle Thompson 3+1. Dale Wood 3+1. Glasgow 46. Dan Thompson 14+1. Kyle Howarth 12+1. Leon Flint 8+1. Ashton Bowen 6+1. Chris Harris 5+1. Freddie Hodder 1. Max Perry 0. The next match for Glasgow Tigers in the BSN Series is on Sunday, May 4th at the Peugeot Ashfield Stadium against Berwick Bandits. Written by Phil Lanning, read by Alan Todd. Katie nets twice as City reach Scottish Cup final. Written by Kevin McRoberts, read by Alan Todd. Glasgow City secured their place in the Scottish Cup final with a comfortable 4-0 win over Motherwell at Hampden Park on Saturday. City will now have the chance to lift the trophy for the 10th time and the first since 2019, back at the National Stadium on May 25th. For that match, They will be taking on Rangers, who beat Aberdeen 5-0 in the other semi-final on Sunday. Sofia Mata opened the scoring just after the half-hour mark, and Nicole Kozlova doubled City's lead on the stroke of half-time, before 2 second-half goals from Katie Lockwood put the game out of Motherwell's reach. The manner of City's performance delighted head coach Leanne Ross. Speaking on the club's social media afterwards, Ross said, "I'm really pleased for the players. They've taken on board the game plan and they've gone out there and implemented it right from the start of the game. We wanted to have possession of the ball, we wanted to be positive, we wanted to create chances to score, and we did that in abundance in the first half, and got our rewards in terms of the goals that we scored. So I'm really pleased with the performance, and obviously the result as well to take us through to the final." City enjoyed the majority of possession and created a number of chances before Mata opened the scoring in the 33rd minute, when she got on the end of Emily Whelan's delightful cross to the back post to fire into the net. Kozlova made it 2-0 when she managed to get a shot away under pressure, but her effort was cleared off the line. Almost made it 2-0. However, right on the stroke of half-time, the Ukrainian international did double City's lead when she netted from close range after being picked out by Mata. Lockwood got the first of her 2 goals in 57 minutes, firing home a fine strike after getting on the end of Whelan's cutback. And after a Brenna Lovera effort was ruled out for offside, Lockwood rounded off the scoring in 79 minutes when she picked up a pass from Samantha Van Diemen and then carried the ball into the box before firing a low strike into the bottom corner of the net. Ross is now looking forward to the final and the chance to pick up silverware, but knows City have much to do with Hampden before the Hampden showpiece. To have the opportunity to lift a trophy is why we are all involved in the game. It's what we want to do, she said. The players have put in the hard work today, not just today. I think we've had a difficult run to get to the final, but it doesn't mean anything unless you go out and perform and hopefully get your hands on that trophy come May. So that's what we'll be looking to do. But we have got a lot of very important league games to come before then. Written by Kevin McRoberts, read by Alan Todd.
Thanks for listening to the Wednesday the 30th of April 2025 edition of the Kirkintilloch and Bishopbriggs Herald. If you have any feedback about our service, feel free to email studio@curenreview.com. That's studio@cuendreview.com or telephone 07598 846 694